They're never going to let me back in a goth club.
No, you're banned.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, BBs. It's too early.
It sure is.
Welcome to the first, best, and only morning show in existence. I'm Anthony Carboni.
And I'm Saige Ryan.
And we've been gone, BBs. We've been gone. But we're back now.
Yeah, we took a little time off for Anthony's birthday.
A little time off for the national holiday known as my birthday. And it was a lovely time. But Saige, I made a mistake.
You?
I made one mistake on my birthday.
Your first mistake? Yeah, what was it?
Would you like to see?
Anthony?
Saige, I made a mistake on my birthday.
Anthony, I need you to know that,
It was such a bad idea, Saige. It was such a bad idea. And
why did you do that?
I thought maybe I was old enough now.
Why?
And Italian enough now to wear this hat.
Why
could
is this
do
what
this
you
with-
want?
I don't.
The people on Instagram were wrong. Tucking the hair in and pushing it forward was not correct.
No.
Further back is better, but none of it's good.
We're best friends here, and we don't make mistakes on our own. We make them together.
No! I'm not older Italian enough for this.
I mean,
Backwards? What did you do?
yeah, it might be
You have to
backwards.
straighten it? Is that it? Now it looks like a fancy lady cap. Like I'm going to a royal family.
I'll fold this down, and now you look like you're going to a polo match.
I'm going to get some tea.
Maybe you're gonna solve a mystery on a train.
I'm going to have tea with Trisha Paytas's baby.
No. I thought maybe I was old and Italian enough, Saige, but I think maybe I have to save this for put this in the closet for like 15 years.
I was going to say 15.
I gotta put it in the closet for like 15
Why
years.
do you have two?
I got one for you.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, mine's the large, extra large because of my head size is big. I have a giant melon, a huge dome. And then that's small, medium one for Bestie. And now we both have cool hats and we look cool. You know?
We're not doing the show in these.
Why?
Because
Saige.
Costume Fridays haven't started yet.
Saige, this is not costume. This is real. This is real, Saige.
News hats.
You gotta wear the news hats. Now, somebody sent me this.
Nope, that's incorrect. Go back.
I'm gonna go back because that's incorrect. But here's the thing. Somebody sent me, this is the thing. I feel as though, I felt as though I was old enough. I felt like I could do it. But I guess maybe not. But somebody sent me a photo, and this photo is definitely the way I picture myself.
Having some trouble with these, so give me just a moment, actually.
Yeah, have a little moment. How are you all? The hat screams ska. Yeah, I got ska. Some people told me ska.
You got ska a bit?
Yeah, I got a little bit of a ska. Some people did, you know.
It does scream ska. It's giving ska. It's simultaneously giving ska and get off my lawn.
Yeah. Somebody sent this photo to me. And I think once I get there, you can wear whatever hat you want. And I just thought I was a little closer there than I am.
Yeah, you're not there.
I'm not there. I got a lot of Pinocchio. I got a lot of ska. A couple people called me Scoops. But it was a birthday mistake.
Yeah.
It was a birthday mistake. We all make them.
I'll tell you what,
Saige.
Anthony, I've made much worse birthday mistakes.
Is that you from the future? That is one of the pictures of me in the hat. Yeah, ran through the old guy filter. which I'm gonna be run through in 15 years, which is why I'm saving it. Which is why I'm saving the hat.
Yeah, that makes sense. Anthony, I also saved a piece of information for you from this intro.
Oh, good.
As you know, we were off on Monday and Wednesday, which means we missed a bit of news.
No.
And, look,
wouldn't have left them during a time of news.
No. As news professionals who do this for a living. Sorry, it's funny. We don't tend to like too much read the news when we're offline.
No.
We need a break. When we get a break, we need a break.
We gotta have a break.
So this morning, I asked Anthony if he had seen what Trisha Paytas named her baby.
And I had not. We talked about how the passing of the Queen and the birth of Trisha Paytas' baby was just simply too close for
Within 3 minutes.
Yeah. And if it's not something close to Queen Elizabeth Paytas, I'm going to be a little bummed because I feel like I've seen enough Trisha Paytas antics over the years to know that she cannot resist this much attention.
Now, it all
Even
happened
for a
very
human
fast.
being.
She was born 3 minutes after the Queen died. She was in labor while all of that was happening. So there's every possibility that Trisha Paytas didn't know that it was all happening online.
Okay.
So with that in mind, would you take one other guess for me about what Trisha Paytas would name a baby girl?
Oh, man. I have no idea. I couldn't even imagine. I couldn't begin to imagine. I do know that she's been sort of Jew bounding for a while.
She has been
She's been Jew bounding. She's not Jewish, but she's been Jew bounding for a few years.
Her husband is Jewish.
And so she's decided that she's immediately Jewish, which is not how it works. So I would imagine maybe it's some sort of Hebrew name.
Okay. All right. All of these guesses would be incorrect because Trisha Paytas named her baby Malibu Barbie Paytas Hakman.
Yeah. Yeah, she did.
She named her baby Malibu Barbie
Yes.
and then hyphenated Paytas Hakman.
Now, is Malibu the first name and Barbie the middle name, or is Malibu Barbie one name?
I think it must be Malibu as the first name, middle name Barbie.
Right, because then the child can at least be like, well, my name
Just
is Malibu.
But also it's all over the internet.
But also, don't name your kid Malibu.
Malibu Barbie. Malibu is a title, like Miss.
Yeah, she's like landed gentry, you know? Like Lord and Lady.
And then I shouldn't be allowed on the internet after midnight, honestly. I think that's probably when the internet should be taken away from me because I couldn't help myself last night. And I said, I hope that she names her second kid Tour Guide Barbie.
Yeah, there's so many good Barbies.
And I also think it's going to be a reincarnation of Jimmy Carter.
What if, yeah. There's so many good Barbies. I mean, you could go to the 90s and you can do like official rollerblading Barbie. Mm-hmm. You could do
Dr. Barbie.
Dr. Barbie. Oh my God. You know, like when celebrities name their kids King and Queen.
Yeah.
Or Prince.
I mean, it was right there.
It was right there. Safari Barbie's a great one.
Safari Barbie, Vet Barbie, Brandy Cinderella Barbie.
Yo, Brandy Cinderella Barbie is a good
Brandy.
one.
That's excellent. Anyways, I just wanted to give you that piece of joy that my week has had. Because it's been a wild one, y'all.
It's been wild.
It's been wild.
It's been wild. Let's do recaps of some of the stuff that we missed this week. There are a couple new things that we want to talk about. But let's jump into some recaps, starting with, it's Tokyo Game Show. It's Tiggus, a joyous Tiggus to everybody. But Nintendo and Sony both did their big events, starting with Nintendo's event.
Let's talk about this Nintendo Direct. It was incredible.
Now, half of it was incredible, and the other half was Nintendo's Farming Simulators 2022.
Hey, guess what, Anthony? I fucking love farming sims. This direct slapped.
Well, okay. Even if you love farming sims, if a direct is that can't be right.
It's not.
Okay. Even if
It doesn't matter.
it doesn't matter. None
Don't
of
worry
it
about it,
matters. Even if you love farming sims,
I do.
getting 6 farming sims in a row
Yep. Excellent. Thank you. What a gift.
with no break in between to show something different.
Thank you for the prezzies.
Not gonna hit.
Thank you, Nintendo.
Not gonna hit with everyone. It's not gonna hit with everyone. Is what I'm saying is.
Ooh, more farming
No.
sims. Nom, 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 nom. Thank you.
So there were a lot of them. There were, gosh, so many.
Let's talk about. Okay, wait, no. Let's start with the big things. The thing that everybody was hoping for from this.
Yeah.
Let's actually go in order of what people want to hear about.
Okay. Fae Farm.
Fae Farm.
Fae Farm was the first farming sim that was announced. And that's a fairy tale farmstead game with local and online multiplayer. So that's Fae Farm.
Perfect. What a gift. Thank
That's
you.
number one. The second thing people want to hear about is Rune Factory 3 Special, which of course is another town and life simulator.
Yes.
And they are adding new marriage content to it. So congratulations to everybody who loves the Rune Factory. Then of course, Various Day Life.
Yes. Which is the funniest title. You see, okay, I was watching, and I was like skipping around a little bit because I went to look for something very specific first. But before I could sit down and watch the whole thing, I already knew what I was looking for because I had heard one of the announcements and I had to go and find that trailer first. And when I saw somebody doing like the timestamps of the Nintendo Direct in the comments, one just said Various Day Farm, and I was like, I was lazy. They didn't even like say which farming sim it was.
You didn't even take the time to learn which one they were talking about.
No, that's the name of it.
This is from the team that also gave us the very good RPG series Bravely Default. So, you know, it tracks. Various Day Life is exactly what it sounds like. Enjoy your various day life. So it's RPGs.
It's cute.
I like the art style of it.
I guess we're not going in order of what matters to people.
We are.
We've abandoned it. We've gone to the farming sims.
We're doing everything. Harvestella. Harvestella is the Square Enix. It's the Squeenies.
No, we've known that this was coming. We've seen things about it before. But it's so funny. It's so funny because it is directly just a Final Fantasy.
Yeah, it's so weird to see the gameplay of like a Harvest Moon or a Stardew Valley applied to like a Final Fantasy asset construction kit.
It really does. And it gives a lot of like very specifically Harvest Moon of all of the farming sims. It does look like there's like a texture pack. Like you got a good texture pack and are playing Harvest Moon. But there are RPG elements of it as well. So it is legitimately the combination of both games, which is very interesting to me. And as somebody who, and I'm about to do a little blasphemy. I am going to hell.
Do a small amount.
I've only ever played Final Fantasy 14.
Well,
So-
the only good ones tend to, so that's fine.
For me, this is like, yeah, this makes sense.
Yeah, this is what Final Fantasy is.
It's kind of Final Fantasy to me.
So yeah, you farm, you collect items from your farm, and then you go off and you Final Fantasy a little bit. You have a little Final Fantasy as a treat for doing all your farm chores.
I like it. It's weird. I don't know why it's happening. I don't know who thought it was a good idea, but I like it.
Of course you do.
I think that's hilarious.
Of course you do.
I think that's very funny. Now, the big farming sim, the big deal. For me, the biggest deal, oh my God, and Polygon didn't think this was a big enough deal to put the trailer in. It's fine. I'm on it.
Okay.
I'll drop a link.
Now, this is one of your all-time favorite games.
The big announcement of this entire thing for me personally, shockingly, bigger than what everyone was waiting for in my heart, is Story of Seasons, A Wonderful Life. Now, really quickly, most of you are probably aware, Story of Seasons is now the creative team from Harvest Moon. The original creative team of Harvest Moon no longer works on those. So the most recent Harvest Moon game was not made by the people who make Harvest Moon. Story of Seasons is. And I've played the last two Story of Seasons games. They have been excellent. They're not quite Harvest Moon, but they're as close as we could get. But this is Harvest Moon, literally down to the name. This is the game that came out originally on GameCube, and this is a recreation of it. We know it's not just a remaster of it because of a few things. One, they're combining the protagonists from A Wonderful Life and Another Wonderful Life. From what I've read, you should also be able to play as a non-binary protagonist.
That's cool.
That's huge.
That's really cool.
Massive.
The other reason we know is they legally can't just remaster the game.
Right. Rights are complicated, but I mean, it's like identical in almost every way. It's beautiful. I saw like the art style is it. This is Harvest Moon on the GameCube.
I love this because it has like, yes, it's a simplified cartoony art style, but it's very expressive.
But also, Harvest Moon on the GameCube was this art style.
Yeah.
Harvest Moon was not always, but Harvest Moon on the GameCube was. And in addition to that, from what I am hearing, you should be able to romance any gender character.
That's great.
Which is huge and not something that you could do in the original game.
You can still look into the dark mirror and watch yourself age as well.
No, so that's one of the new things as well, Anthony.
Really?
You couldn't previously age in Harvest Moon. That wasn't part of it.
You couldn't look into the dark mirror.
You didn't age and people around you didn't age. You could progress in life and there were like stages of it that you went through.
But it was a bit of a purgatory situation.
But it was a bit of a vampire situation, actually.
Das Vampire?
Das Vampire. So in it now, you'll age. The people around you will age. It's going to be so incredible. It is slated for next year. And I'm so excited. This is the game that made me fall in love with games and stories of games and also probably gay.
You really do love a Harvest Moon.
I really love a Harvest Moon.
And I'm so excited that there is a new Harvest Moon for you and all who celebrate. We got a new Fire Emblem. We got Fire Emblem Engage. I still have never played a Fire Emblem. I don't know what Fire Emblem is entirely about. But this looks like Fire Emblem.
It's a Fire Emblem. Most definitely.
That's coming out on January 20th, 2023. I know what it's about. You go to war and you smooch. I get it. I've just
That's all life's really about.
I've just never played one.
In some Anthony news for Anthony's, Tunic is coming to the Switch. We got a lot of things that were like coming to the Switch that were already existing. We got the smallest, tiniest update on Pikmin 4.
That was one of the okay. So this Nintendo Direct,
yes,
was built entirely around the strength of two announcements, really.
Interesting.
Because there was a lot of great stuff. There really was. But in terms of throwing like a big Tokyo Game Show Direct, there were only two things that really made it super worthwhile. And number one was this Pikmin 4 announcement, which is literally nothing. It's just one of the Nintendo things where it's like, this is currently in development. Please look forward to it. And let me tell you something. Thank you, and we are.
Yes, I am.
It's a little tiny announcement for little tiny Pikmins. Look at it.
A gift.
A true gift. And
now, we had known of them working on Pikmin 4, but it did feel like one of those things that might never happen. So this is actually a big deal that they gave us confirmation. And they said that the team is hard at work. They said it's going to be out in 2023, and that is the most we've seen about it. Pikmin is also one of my favorite games of all time, so I'm very excited about that. This Nintendo Direct really, I disagree that it was weak in any way. It was perfectly for me.
We got some announcements of golf is coming to Nintendo Switch Sports. That's huge for a lot of people.
Yeah, new Mario Kart maps.
8 players, that's going to be a huge deal for people. We got Mario Strikers Battle League is getting a free update with Pauline and Diddy Kong, plus some new gear. We, of course, got a Bayonetta 3 clip and release date announcement. And can I just tell you, Bayonetta 3 looks great. Bayonetta 3 looks amazing. But of course, we got Octopath Traveler 2 for people who are looking to travel octuple paths. Mm-hmm. You can do that. But the biggest announcement, of course, Saige.
Yes, Anthony.
Was we now have a title and a release date for the next Legend of Zelda game. And it is, of course, The Legend of Zelda, Linkle's Big Advinkle. We've been waiting, and it's finally here. Linkity's Big Advinkity is on its way for all of us. Now, I want to go through, because people said that there was not a lot of information in this trailer. I disagree.
Yeah?
I disagree wholeheartedly. I have looked at this trailer, and I know exactly what's going on. First of all, that's definitely the goddess Hylia. I'll tell you why in a second.
For context, just because we are your only news source, it's called Tears of the Kingdom.
Linkle's Big Advinkle. The Leg of Zeg, Breath of a Wef.
The Leg of Zeg, Breath of a Wef.
Linky Big Advinky.
Da Vinci?
Da Vinci? So, here we have an opening just like we had for Breath of the Wild. We have somebody with these shields. These are not Hylians. These are not Sheikah. Mm-hmm. This is a shield that we've never seen before. Looks a little bit like Link's shirt from Wind Waker. Oh. Looks like a little lobster shirt. It's not, but that's what it looks like.
Okay.
These red things that are going around, you would think that was the malice, but I don't think it is. I think there is a third evil source of stuff going on here. Mm-hmm. Here, we have who I believe to be the goddess Hylia, surrounded by the 7 tiers of the kingdom. Why do I think there are 7 tiers of the kingdom? I'll tell you why. Number 1, because that's Zelda floating, and you got to get 7 of anything to rescue Zelda.
Sure.
Whether it's Saige medallions, pieces of a Triforce, whatever it is. But also, we collected tiers in Skyward Sword. And Aonuma has been like, Skyward Sword is where the beginning of the ideas for Breath of the Wild come from. And we thought he meant gameplay-wise. But it's something more. Now, who's that? We don't know yet. But we know that it's Zelda. That door's got the Ouroboros, the snakes that are on the logo.
Ouroboros.
Now, on his belt, he's got something that's holding liquid, and it looks a lot like where you would collect tears
of the kingdom?
In Skyward Sword, you would collect tears. And I think that's what's going on here. This is your new flying boy.
Which is wild.
It's absolutely wild. I don't believe you control this flying boy.
Yeah.
I don't believe you control this flying boy. If you look, you can see it's flying towards a monument that looks like an indigenous monument. I believe these monuments do not belong to the Sheikah. I believe they belong to the Zonai. The Zonai are an ancient race that is mentioned in Breath of the Wild. And if you look around, we're still flying over areas that are from Breath of the Wild, but there are no shrines and there are no towers.
Yeah.
They're gone. So I believe we're going to Zonai Dungeons. If there are 7 tiers, then I believe Big Dungeons is back.
Yeah.
Now, there's something that was covered by us, but there's like a big dark cube that was on the map. And I think those are like cool new things that you can go to. So I don't think shrines still exist, but I think something that is along the lines of a shrine. Shrine lines.
Mm-hmm. Of course.
In addition to dungeons are going to exist. So here, of course, we have the logo, The Legend of Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom. People have been like, is it tears or tears? The Japanese title translates to basically Tears of the Kingdom or crying or something like that. But Nintendo's Treehouse, they're so good at translation and they love wordplay so much.
Uh-huh.
Obviously, the kingdom is tearing itself apart.
Yeah.
But you're collecting tears. They love the wordplay. You can see here the busted Master Sword, which we saw in the first trailer. Now, that's going to be repaired with some of this magic, which I believe is going to be Zonai magic, which is also kind of messing with Link's arm. Mm-hmm. And there we have, who was Zelda holding hands with? It's the goddess Hylia. You see 2 tiers above them. It's happening. It's happening. There's a lot going on in this trailer. People weren't paying attention.
The BBs want to know if you are in the pocket of Big Dungeon.
I really loved Breath of the Wild. And a lot of people were complaining about the lack of dungeons because, you only had the 4 divine beasts. And I was like, I like it just being the 4 divine beasts. There are 200 billion D shrines. You get little dungeons. Yeah. I think it was great, but I understand
why... You miss big dungeons?
I understand why people didn't like it, but I think it'll be nice. The divine beasts, even though they were fun puzzles, didn't work as well for me as, and I'm going to say it, and I'm not being paid, big dungeons. Big dungeon. Will the Ganon that fucks make an appearance? No. The Ganon that fucks is only on the Philips CDI.
I want you to say it again, but in the styling of Bryan Cranston.
I am the Ganon that fucks.
There we go. Thank you.
And of course, it has been pushed to May 2023, which we said earlier, if it pushes to next year, particularly to Q2 next year, which it did, there might be new hardware. Zelda's been a cross-launch for the last 3 generations.
That's true.
I don't think there will be just because of supply chain issues still, but I would be a little surprised if by holiday next year that there wasn't new Nintendo hardware.
Yeah, I would say holiday is a good timeline, but if this is Q2, I mean, they'll make a version for it and put it at launch, but very interesting. Yeah. The timing's a little off.
The timing's just a little off, but also...
there's no way we're getting one in Q2. There's no way we're getting a random mid-year Nintendo hardware.
But that's what we got last time. We got the Switch in March with Breath of the Wild.
Do you think they'll do it again? I just feel like at this point, it's September. It doesn't feel like it could be that close.
Yeah, I think instead of being a simultaneous release, the way it used to be, since, Twilight Princess, I think it'll be, this'll come out, and then when whatever the Switch successor comes out, they will do a remaster.
Yeah,
I think they've been watching what Sony and Microsoft have been doing, and they didn't promise anything about platforms this time around.
Right.
And so I think they were looking at it and they were like, okay, we know that we just printed money with Skyward Sword HD, which they really did.
Right.
A lot of y'all just flocked to the worst Zelda ever made for $60 again, and I don't understand it. Worst 3D Zelda ever made. Sorry. I don't understand it. I don't get it, but it's sold extremely well.
Yeah.
So I think if they can get everybody to buy a game twice instead of splitting their audience and having them buy it once, they're gonna do it.
Yeah.
They're gonna do it. But yeah, I would say holiday next year or spring of 2023. Or 2024.
2024. I just don't think we're close enough for it to be early next year. Now, I have a question for the BBs, because as soon as we mentioned the concept of new hardware, a lot of you in the chat were like, please no. Please not new hardware yet. And a lot of that is like for financial reasons.
Yeah,
it's
of course.
hard out there. But on the other hand, too, like I, as a pretty avid Nintendo user, my Switch doesn't feel old to me.
No, me neither.
My Switch doesn't feel dated. It doesn't feel like it's outdated technology. And I don't ever see that reaction when Xbox announces a new Xbox or PlayStation announces a new PlayStation. It's very rare, or at least more rare, that we see people like, oh, God, another console. I'm not ready for another console.
Yeah. I think that's just such a testament to the way Nintendo does things, which is, you can go back and play some GameCube games and you're like, these look great.
All of them.
These look great.
Fight me. I do.
Because Nintendo's always been about getting the most out of the least in terms of hardware, and they've always been about very polished design. And that sort of thing doesn't age, really. And I think even though that was a problem over the last couple generations of hardware, I think everybody's sort of settled into that thought process now. Whereas I think, when you look at back around the GameCube or the Wii, and even though the Wii was like the biggest selling console Nintendo's ever had, people were still dunking on the Wii all the time. They were like, this looks like a baby toy for babies.
Yeah.
But people have really come around on it, and they're like, no, Nintendo just makes good stuff. And really, the fact that they figured out this handheld/home form factor, which they've been dancing around for years.
And they nailed it.
And
then they gave us the Switch Lite. So, like, what else could we need?
Right. So it's like, once something turns handheld, you're like, I forgive a million sins on this thing.
Absolutely. I actually think that it's very interesting. Red Wolf in the live studio audience said, I actually busted out my 3DS the other day and was re-impressed with how amazing those things were. It doesn't feel outdated
No,
yet.
the 3DS is amazing.
The 3DS is amazing. I also think that Nintendo users are just looking for something different. The experience of what like an Xbox or PlayStation user is expecting from it and the rate at which like the graphics change for next gen is a much bigger difference on a PlayStation.
It's so funny whenever like, you know, I watch a lot of the Digital Foundry stuff and a lot of the pixel peeping stuff, not because I care that much, but because I'm interested in the way the technology works. And they get a lot really wrong because they're not on the engineering side. They're giving their best guesses. But whenever they do something, they had one last week for Splatoon 3. They're like, let's do the Digital Foundry like tech test on Splatoon 3. And I was like, there's absolutely no need for this. It looks like Splatoon.
It's Splatoon.
Everything's fine.
Yeah.
They were like, you know, some of the texture mapping and Fresnel shade lensing of the optical, and I was just like, nah, man, you're a kid and then you're a squid. Fight me. Don't matter what it looks like. Does it look like those kids are wearing cool hats?
Goddamn right it does.
We have a couple of cool hats. Do you want to put our cool hats on?
Okay.
You want to put on the cool hats?
Only because it's your birthday week.
You can put on the cool hats. Which one's for... This one's for Saige. We're kids now, and we're squids now.
They're never going to let me back in a goth club.
No, you're banned. You're absolutely banned. But now you and I get to hang out and play bocce ball.
I don't know how to play bocce ball.
I'll teach you. I'm an old man now. With a cool hat.
Are we active enough to play pickleball at least?
I don't know how to play pickleball, but I'm happy to learn.
I think it's small tennis.
How small? Very small tennis?
I think it's just little tennis.
Just the tiniest tennis?
Yeah, like pickle-sized tennis. No one correct me.
No one ever correct anybody, ever. Okay? Okay?
No one tell me what pickleball is.
Nobody. I am the pickle that balls. Can you believe those hats were only $20?
For both, right?
No.
Fucking hell, Anthony.
That's made of quality straw.
All right, let's talk about...
Each hat has feather. Very fancy feather. You didn't even look at your fancy feather, did you?
I saw my fancy feather.
All right.
I don't know if I would call it my fancy feather. That's not my hat. Let's talk about everything announced at the PlayStation State of Play.
Are you giving back your gift? That's so rude. The utter disrespect.
See, no, this is more like this is a curse. It's like giving someone a cursed doll.
My friendship is a curse.
Your hat is a curse.
Your friendship and your hat are a curse. That's my favorite Fall Out Boy song.
Okay, PlayStation.
PlayStation.
Honestly, I don't think there was a lot announced here, in my opinion.
Now, see, I think this was a great state of play. Was there not enough farm? Is that the issue?
It's just a lot of like, yeah, this game exists still.
There wasn't.
Goodness, very generous.
Yeah, send me your address. I'll mail you a hat. PlayStation State of Play. Was it a threat? Yeah. Didn't it sound like one? Look. This was a tactical strike. Real quick. They were in, they were out. Didn't last a long time. I think the whole thing was like 20 minutes, but it was jam-packed. We started with Tekken 8. That's so many Tekkens. That's more Tekkens than we've ever had.
We've reached maximum Tekken.
This is so many Tekken. So they had teased it previously, And this really isn't much more than that. We got a little bit of footage, but we did not get a release date. We didn't get even a launch window. We were just told Tekken come.
You want to take that again?
We were just told Tekken come. Here's some footage.
There we go. I was already on it.
So this is, they had the little thing underneath. This is real-time footage on a PlayStation 5. This is the most Tekken to ever Tekken.
Can we recreate this scene?
Such pathetic words, Jin Kazama. Show me the bear. Where is the kangaroo?
Anthony?
These are not the characters I want to see.
Anthony, can we recreate the beginning of that scene for the Patreon?
Yeah, of course.
I'll add like lightning effects.
I want a man with the head of a tiger that sends all of his winnings back to an orphanage. That's a Tekken character. It looks great. I mean, this is real-time PlayStation 5 footage.
It does look great.
It's a good-looking game.
Yeah.
I love it. Look at how vascular the men's are. So much vascularity.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool. We got some PSVR news. First of all, we got Star Wars Tales from Galaxy's Edge, one of Saige's favorite VR experiences, as well as mine.
Fantastic VR game.
Excellent performance by Bobby Moynihan in this.
It's so fun, y'all. It's just being in a Star Wars. I don't know what to tell you.
I
don't have to sell it any more than that. You just live a Star Wars for a while.
There's Bobby.
It's wonderful.
He's 6-eye, man. It's a great game, and I think, when they announced this, people were like, cool, what do you mean by enhanced? And this is sort of what they used to lead into PSVR 2. This looks really good.
Yeah.
Compared to what it looked like on the Quest, oh my stars and garters, it looks great. And we can tell you why when we get into some of this PSVR 2 stuff. But the other game that's getting kind of like a new release on the PSVR 2 is Demeo, yeah. Demeo.
DiMaggio.
Hold Demeo.
Demeo, of course, is the virtual tabletop experience. You run a
played
little battle sim.
This.
Yeah, it's super fun. It's a good time. It's running a little dungeon crawl. You have your little guys. You play your cards that have your moves on them. They're your little spell cards, essentially.
Yeah.
You choose a class. You run through a dungeon. It's a fun experience. You can see everybody standing around as if you're standing over a battle map as opposed to living in it.
Yeah.
And I think it's a good time.
It's really cool.
It looks good. This looks like a big improvement. Like when Demeo came out, it had a lot of bugs.
Yeah.
Like a lot of bugs.
Well, it released, the reason why it's good that this is getting a console release is because it did get released in early access.
Yeah.
And for a game like this, particularly a VR thing, early access can both help and hinder your sales. And so it's nice that they got in the middle of a PlayStation showcase to show off the polished, finished version. Even to just remind PC players, like, hey, we're out there and it's done now.
Which I've seen it getting a lot of attention this year in some of these showcases, which is pretty significantly after launch. So that's great.
So to talk about the PSVR 2 just a little bit before we continue on to other games, we know that it's not coming out until next year at some point.
Holiday, a little before.
I think they're going to try to get it out as quickly as they can, just because there's so much stuff that I think they've been holding off on in terms of development and porting things over that they're leaving a lot of money on the table.
If it was spring, I think they would have said spring. So I'm going to say summer or later.
That's fair, because then it puts them into first fiscal quarter of next year, which is a great place to release hardware.
Yep.
So I would buy that. And it also gives developers of current PSVR games just enough time to port their stuff over if it needs to be ported. It also does not give Oculus's new Quest, which we know is coming out, the Quest Pro, which leaked finally. Doesn't give the Quest Pro too much time to get a lead on them.
Yeah.
Which is something they're also going to be very worried about.
Right.
The PS5 VR is going to plug in with a single USB-C cable, has an OLED screen, has 110-degree field of view, has 4K HDR resolution on those OLED screens, runs at 120 hertz for everything.
Yeah.
Which is huge. You don't need external cameras. It's going to have 4 cameras built into the front of the display. It's got the new PSVR 2 Sense controllers that have the adaptive triggers and the haptic feedback like the DualSense has, and I think that stuff in VR is going to be amazing.
Yeah.
It can also detect finger touches like the Oculus Quest Surface can. And a lot of people got hands-on with it. I'm just reading some of the Verge's impressions here, which they did a great video on. Me. They did a great video about how it looks and feels, and nobody got to capture footage, obviously, but they got to capture a screen behind them as they were playing.
Interesting.
Victoria Song doing great stuff over at The Verge. I always like when she does hardware stuff. But this stuff looks really good. I mean, that's, obviously PlayStation's releasing specific clips that you can look and see, and so this is approved footage. Frame rate is due to our connection, not to theirs. You can see the new controllers there. I like the look of these controllers. They look a little big.
They look a little big to me.
But once you're in VR, it is nice to have that like protective ring, so you're not bumping your hands.
That clip of her coming out of it like was very funny. Maybe she has small hands, but so do I.
It all looks great. We're looking at a resolution of like 2880 per eye, or something, or 2000 per eye. I think 2880 is going to be the Quest Pro.
Yeah.
They show a lot with the new knuckle controllers here, and all the different buttons and doodads. I like the layout of it. It looks very comfortable.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be interesting. Here's the thing, though. I'm looking at all this technology and everything that they're pushing into it, and there are one of two things happening here. Number one, Sony's selling this at a loss so they can get the number one VR headset again. Or number two, we're looking at a $500 headset.
I feel like it's $500.
I feel like it's at least a $500
I feel like it's a $500 headset.
They're going to charge that Sony tax on it.
Yeah. Flannel Fries said, will it help me see better? No. I learned the hard way that I still don't see good in VR. Yeah,
because your eyes focus like the distance is real.
It's such a bummer. I put it on and I didn't have my glasses on, and I was like, this is going to be amazing. I'm going to be able to put something on and I'm just going to be able to see and experience it. And the answer is no. I still have to wear my contacts, or you have to get the little glasses cushion.
Yeah. Not the Lysander says 500 would still be a loss. This tech is way better than most VR. Yes and no. It does have the OLED panel. Remember that Sony makes the OLED panels, so they have access to that at cost. But also, the PS5 is doing all of the hard work.
Yeah.
So you're talking about video, main processor, all that stuff, not in the headset.
Which is very different from something like your Quest.
All that stuff is in the PS5, and then the headset is mostly just for positional data and then audio, video out. So I think 500 is pretty realistic. I think 500, 600, 700 could be. 800 possibly.
No,
900. Not outside. No. 1,000.
You can't just keep going.
$2,200.
22, Anthony. No.
$15,000.
$15,000.
I wouldn't rule it out.
We don't know the price yet. It's probably gonna be a lot. Some of the other things that we got trailers for, we're not talking about the Turf Wizard game.
Nah, fuck your Turf Wizard game.
We saw a little more about Inshin.
Yes.
Which looks excellent.
So look, Yakuza is done. It's not, but the name is.
Yeah.
Obviously, everything from now on, we had Yakuza Like a Dragon, which handed off the series to a new protagonist. And now we have Like a Dragon, Ishin, which is... It was released in 2014 for the PS4 in Japan, and the team didn't bring it over because they were worried that we wouldn't want a Yakuza game set in feudal Japan. They were worried that outside of Japan...
Why the fuck would we not?
They were like, there's no way... That's just fucking... I love that that's literally just the same Yakuza model, but in the in the Middle
100%.
Ages. I freaking love that. But they said that the success, which surprised them, of a couple feudal Japan games that came out over the last few years for the PlayStation, made them go, "Oh, we could do this.
Yeah.
We could release this."
Absolutely.
I love that it's just Majima. They're just in feudal Japan. I love that.
Yeah. And there has been a huge uptick in stories told in feudal Japan through video games in the last year.
Yeah.
So that makes perfect sense, and that's very exciting.
Feudal
I can't
Japan,
imagine not
so
wanting
hot.
this.
So hot right now.
But like I get right? Like
No, it looks great.
I can't imagine a time thinking that this isn't exactly what we wanted. That's cool as shit.
Yeah. This is going to be real good. We got, we're not talking about that. But we did get, we got Pacific Drive, which I think looks really interesting.
Pacific Drive looks excellent.
I love the look of this. So this is from Ironwood Studios. This is their first game. And it's first-person exploration and then car. And as somebody who loves an apocalypse, a dystopia,
Yeah.
particularly a Pacific Northwest dystopia.
Right.
We love a Silent Hill.
I was gonna say it gives Twin Peaks meets Silent Hill.
We love a Twin Peaks. We love a Silent Hill. We love volumetric fog. Mm-hmm. Give me volumetric fog and trees that fade into the distance,
Beautiful.
along with like a little bit of the of just America falling apart.
Like somehow a little more than it already actually is.
Yeah, dilapidated Americana. Mwah.
So good.
We love it. So it's a mostly atmospheric trailer, but towards the end, we do start getting around like the 1.5 minute mark, some internal stuff that shows like, it's fun because that's like an 80s Volkswagen or hatchback, but a station wagon. But like when you get inside of it, you can see like all the post-apocalyptic stuff like in the cockpit.
Yeah, the mods made to it.
Yeah. And then like a little bit of like supernatural stuff at the end just to draw me in, and I was. I'm in. This is out in 2023.
Sold.
So they also, oh God,
Yes,
PlayStation Stars. These are totally not NFTs. Don't worry about it. This is the PlayStation Rewards program where you get limited edition digital doodads,
Images.
but definitely not NFTs. They want you to know these are definitely, you don't have to worry about these being NFTs. And they're so excited. Look at how excited she is.
It's giving NFT.
No, how did you get NFT? They said not NFT. It's just an artificially scarce digital artifact that you can get for goods, services, or participation in Sony products. How's it? That's not NFT. That was not NFT. I don't think we don't have to worry about NFT. It's NFTs and it's trash.
It's NFTs and it's trash. We got a trailer for Sensuality.
Ooh,
Mech fights.
If only there was a mech fighting farming sim, so Saige and I could play
One video
game
together.
together as a family. This looks pretty good.
Isn't that a thing? That actually sounds familiar.
It's gotta be. It's somewhere.
Name that game.
Hey, who's that Pokemon? This looks good. I'll play this.
Yeah, love a mech suit.
Love
Looks
a mech
great.
suit. You harvest
The movement in the mech suit honestly looked a little unfinished to me.
Yeah. You you farm crystals and you mech around. You know, you just mech around.
Mech around.
And they're called enders. Like the enemies are called enders. It feels like it's kind of a nudge nudge wink wink at ZOE, but it's not really ZOE. We got Stellar Blade, which looks really good.
Beautiful. I mean, was a stunning trailer.
we are now smack dab in the middle of the first games made on entirely new tech coming out.
Yeah.
And it is starting to show.
Yeah. This looks like a fucking movie.
It's wild. The Unreal 5 is out and it's happening.
Like, damn.
Like, damn. We love a big goopy monster. Love a big goopy monster.
This is so much more appealing to me than Bayonetta. Look at her combat.
Yeah.
Look at the hair move. Simultaneously also so hot.
Yeah. I mean, you know, I do love a Bayonetta, but I understand all complaints about Bayonetta because they are real.
Ugh. This combat looks so fun.
And so I remember when they showed this off and they called it Project Eve.
Uh-huh.
And it looked I remember we looked at it and we went, yeah, third person action, great character action. They have done so much work in the last year on this.
It's beautiful. It's incredible. The combat looks really, really interesting. Her moveset is fascinating and original, in my opinion. I love the way that they've animated the hair in a way that just like makes the moves look even more complex.
Yes.
It seems useful. I don't know. It's cool as shit.
It gives me like, I'm feeling a little Daemon X Machina with like the speed of the combat. Obviously you don't have the astral chains or whatever, but just like the look and the lighting and everything feels like a next gen kind of Daemon X Machina.
It does. Next we got a trailer for Rise of the Ronin. This is a action RPG set in Japan.
Feudal Japan?
Not feudal.
Oh.
Just
Missed
Japan.
the boat on Feudal Japan.
It's really popping right now.
Oh, so hot right now, Feudal Japan. In this game, you're a bird getting out of the video game. You're flying away from the video game because you're a bird and you don't want any part of it. This is, of course, Team Ninja. I'm a big fan of Team Ninja, despite everything they've done to me. But I love seeing what they do with new tech, and I love seeing what they do, what they do when they have new hardware to work on. And I really like the idea of just a new story and new, I hate using the term IP, but I love seeing a new IP from them.
God, I mean, the setting in this is so visually stunning.
You gotta have a glider.
You know, we're looking at the last trailer and I think you saw the next gen in the character models. Like you saw these like very detailed movement and animation in them. For this, to me, it's the environment.
Yeah. It's the environment. And obviously, because it's Team Ninja, the fighting animation is amazing. Like the character models and everything they look great, but they're not that like super new gen polish like we've been seeing.
Yeah.
But just combat in a Team Ninja game always feels good.
Yeah, absolutely.
Always feels good. And that moment where you do the spin and you use the bayonet of your gun and then pull back and then do an actual shot with the gun, close quarters, and then spin around again. I'm just like, that's Team Ninja as hell.
Yeah.
Skywalker did bring something up though, saying, I thought this was Assassin's Creed Red at first. And it's like, there's a lot of Assassin's Creed in that game. But there's a lot of Ubisoft find the tower, unlock things DNA in a lot of games these days.
Yeah.
But it does look, I don't know. I immediately just like it more because it's set in a time in a place that they normally don't set things.
Yeah.
Like in 1863 Japan? When was the last time we got that?
Fantastic. Then we ended out the state of play with a couple of pieces of God of War Ragnarok. The first thing was a trailer for a controller, which I think is very funny that there's a trailer for a controller.
Sure.
But sure. Let's take a look at it. Wow.
Sony does these. Microsoft does these where they do that. But it's so funny that this is...
Still so funny.
Yeah. Now, we love a controller. We need them to play video games.
Right.
I like the DualSense, and I still only have one DualSense.
And you might think, this isn't a trailer for a controller. But there it is.
There it is. Do you want a couple of wolves on controller? You can have it.
It's just a couple of wolves on a controller. I'm
Inside
not
of
impressed
every
by
controller
this.
are two wolves.
I am not impressed by this controller in the slightest.
One of them has motion control, and the other one has haptic triggers.
I really think they could have done anything more thematic with this. It's a plain colorway that is representative of God of War, but just a little symbol on the front feels like a fucking stamp put on it.
That's my thing with like a lot of branded controllers and things like that is a lot of them do just they put like one little symbol. And I get that they're trying to go for like minimal, classy.
No.
Like, but that's
I'm not minimal or classy.
That's a tricky thing to pull off. And
That's why I don't try.
And I don't, and that's what I like about you. You've never tried to be classy in your life.
Not a goddamn day.
Hats are kind of classy. You want to put a hat on?
I don't.
Okay. And I also, it's just blue and white.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you just released like a nice blue and white controller, I'd probably be like, good. But there's just something, I think Microsoft does a better job right now with the fancy and special colorways.
As does Nintendo.
Yeah, Nintendo does a great job too. I think Microsoft crushes it. They're number one. But don't worry about the controller. We don't need to worry about the controller.
We got a little story trailer. And by little, I mean quite a lot of story trailer, actually, for, of course, God of War Ragnarok. Looks beautiful. The game's very exciting.
Yeah.
I'm now at the point with God of War Ragnarok where I'm like, I've seen enough.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm gonna get God of War Ragnarok.
Yeah, I'm convinced. I'm in.
You actually didn't need to show me anything.
Right.
I finished God of War and I was like, yeah, I can't wait to get God of War Ragnarok.
Right.
It's gonna be great.
Does it feel like we've seen a lot of lead up? Like, it feels like the game's supposed to be out already.
Over the last few weeks, we've definitely seen a lot of lead up. I mean, a lot of that I think has to do with the delay. It was, of course, supposed to be out by now, but they needed to take a little bit more time. And so I think, I think for these large companies, when things get delayed multiple times, what they're doing is not putting this out for the people that are like excited, which they know there are a lot of excited people. They're putting this out for the people, the armchair industry quarterbacks who will say things like, well, after 2 or 3 delays, is it really going to be good?
Right.
They're looking for problems. They're looking for issues. They're looking for why it was delayed.
And the trailer's convincing.
Yeah. Jelly PB says, I blame Alana for the delay. Yeah, I do too. Hey, Alana, hurry up with the God of War. It's fucking ridiculous that you have not finished God of War yet.
Personally,
Alana.
this looks incredible.
It looks great. There's a bit at the end that I really love where it's Kratos and Thor, and I love their version of Thor, who is very much not our Marvel version of Thor. You're gonna go back something. I think what you had was it was the shot after the shot. You know what I mean? That's it.
Further back? No, this is
it. It's legitimate gross party Thor from Norse mythology.
Yeah.
And the two of them swinging the axe and the hammer at each other. That's going to be good.
That does look really great. So that is everything from Sony's State of Play. What are you looking forward to the most? How did it live up to the Nintendo Direct for you?
I'm looking forward to
How
that
did it compare?
PlayStation Stars program. I'm really looking to get digital collectibles.
I want a stamp on my controller.
Wow.
We missed one other very big thing, which was D23.
D23. So let's jump off D23 with the Disney Marvel Games Showcase.
Yeah,
while
that
we're
makes
still
sense.
talking about games. Hosted by a friend of the show, Blessing Adeoye Jr.
Hell yeah.
Bless was there. Bless hosted the hell out of that thing. We're so proud. Our boy's all grown up, and he's hosting the big showcases now. He did a phenomenal job. And there were some really interesting and surprising announcements.
Let's kick it off.
First off, Tron Identity. This, Mike Bithell, good sweet boy, friend of the show, Mike Bithell, who of course is a BAFTA winner. Mike Bithell is. He's
BAFTA Bithell?
He's a BAFTA Bithell. Old BAFTA, we call him. Bithell Games is making a Tron, basically like adventure puzzle visual novel game.
I'm so into that.
I love this because whenever Bithell gets a hold of a license, like think about John Wick.
Yeah.
They could have given John Wick to anybody and everybody would have done the same thing. Third person, character action, cover shooting. Bithell Games broke it down into a strategic turn by turn fighter.
Yeah.
which was just the most amazing way to do it. It was so clever. So I'm very excited to see what they do with Tron. I love Tron. God, Disney, remember when you did the second Tron and I was so excited and Daft Punk was there? And then I went and I saw that second Tron. Disney, give Tron another chance.
Give Tron a chance.
Give Tron a chance. Nintendo Switch exclusive Disney Illusion Island, 2D platformer starring Mickey, Minnie, Donald, and Goofy, spiritual successor to Castle of Illusion. Hey. You just said a very good phrase for me.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
God, I love Castle of Illusion. I wonder if we have any, there we go. Here's the world premiere trailer for Disney Illusion Island. I love the look of this.
Yeah.
And it looks like they are using the new Mickey and Minnie style animation from the new shorts, which I love so much.
Yeah.
Those new Mickey Mouse shorts just absolutely slap. This is such a great visual style. It's got co-op.
It looks fun. I'm not a huge platformer person, so this isn't like the biggest grab for me. But I think that it looks super cute. I think that it looks fun. I think I like the animation style as well. The mechanics do look fun and interesting. Looks like the characters all have interesting movesets.
Yeah. And I love the co-op puzzle solving. That's always fun to do.
Yeah.
And it's always fun to figure out with friends.
If I'm going to play a platformer, it's going to be a cooperative puzzle solving thing. I'm not going to play something where I'm just platforming or playing on my own, but I'll multiplayer a platformer.
Yeah.
It's all about the multi-plat, you know what I mean?
Very exciting. So that's a Switch exclusive for now.
Yeah.
We'll see how long that lasts.
And to no one's surprise, and honestly, the only surprise is that this hasn't happened yet. Niantic is developing an AR game for Marvel World of Heroes.
So
that makes sense. You know, your Pokemon Go.
I love Pokemon Go.
Your Pikmin Bloom.
I obviously fell off. Pikmin Bloom didn't have much for me. We don't talk about the Turf Wizard one. They shut it down anyway. But I'll say this about the Turf Wizard one. The Turf Wizard one was just they tried to make it too complex and it just got boring and fiddly.
Yeah.
So I'm very interested to see what they're going to do with this. The other thing is like they've released enough of these games now where we all know that there is skin over the Niantic core system.
Yeah.
So it's like all of the games have the same check-in places.
Yeah.
All of the games have the same towers to defend.
Right.
All the games. So I'm wondering how they're going to connect all that stuff. Do you know what the most interesting part of that trailer was to me?
What was it,
Saige?
Anthony?
It was the fact that they showed off somebody using Cyclops powers. Marvel is slowly bringing those mutants back.
We love to see it.
We love to see it, and I love seeing like, oh, okay, you're willing to... Okay.
Right.
All right.
If you are somebody who supports us over on Patreon, first of all, so cool of you. Thank you. Second of all, you will have seen that on our show on Friday last week, a little leak came out before the untitled Captain America and Black Panther game was officially announced. And we talked about that on the Patreon. We were like, hey, if this gets announced later today, you let us know, all right? We got to check out a little early speculation, and then we had the formal announcement. It still doesn't have a title. I love the IGN video player. It's good.
The IGN video player, we have no notes, and we think it's great, and we appreciate them taking the time to repackage a video into their player that doesn't work.
I love to buffer.
Oh, give me a little time. Give me a little time to just sit with a frame.
Yeah.
You know? Really explore a frame. So this is cool. We're seeing a lot of Hydra stuff. We're seeing a lot of period stuff. This reminds me of that like non-Indiana Jones trailer by Bethesda.
Yeah.
You know?
I was excited by this. I was like, ooh, I want to jump in on this. This feels fun and detective-y.
This looks just like Ratatouille. It's giving me big Ratatouille vibes. So there we see the Black Panther, who is going to most likely be T'Challa's grandfather, because that's who it was in the comics.
I'm very excited.
I'm very excited too. We still don't know much about it,
but I'm very excited.
But here's all I need to know is that Amy Hennig.
That's enough. Yep.
We also got a new little bit of a trailer for Midnight Suns, along with a release date. This is coming in December. This is Firaxis, so this is obviously this is Marvel XCOM.
For sure.
This is Marvel XCOM, and I'm here for it. I'm excited for it.
Yeah. It looks fun. It looks cute. Look, I love to be a superhero.
Yeah, same. I'm not a big turn-based strategy guy.
Same.
It's not my genre. But I'll give it a little bit.
And this would be my most likely to play turn-based strategy game. You know what I mean? Like if I'm going to do anything to play a turn-based strategy, it'll be to be a Marvel hero.
Emily Green, 1994, says, Midnight Suns, the Stephanie Meyer book? I think it's very strange that they spelled it Midnight Suns, S-U-N-S, when the comics was Midnight Suns, S-O-N-S. But hey, whatevs. And this is you get your Scarlet Witch.
Yes. That's a great Doctor Strange as well.
Yeah, the Defender's costume is very good.
That looks absolutely rad. And that was the majority of it. Do we have anything else from this one?
Yeah.
Oh, there was another collectible card game from Marvel, Marvel Snap.
Marvel Snap.
Ugh. Thank you, IGN. A gift.
So good. I didn't want to see all those cards.
I love Buff She-Hulk.
This looks really fun.
It's fine.
This is one of but here's the problem. This is one of, I think, currently 3 mobile Marvel card games that's out. And this is sort of the problem that, not a problem, but sort of a thing that Disney has going on with their licenses is if you're playing Disney Mirrorverse, you might wonder what the difference is between Mirrorverse and the 3 other Disney Arena combat games.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's that's something I think they have to figure out because they're sort of flooding mobile, and I can't imagine. I think that has to only split and splinter their mobile audience between multiple games.
Yeah, you would think.
We got the Aliens Dark Descent gameplay revealed. Alien, the Ridley Scott Alien, at D23, Xenomorphs at the Disney convention.
Truly wild.
We truly live in wondrous times. So this is another one it's very Midnight Sun style. It's going to be XCOM style, tactics-based RPG, where you got a squad of Space Marines, and you're trying to fight Xenomorphs, because that's what you do.
We got another trailer for Return to Monkey Island, which is coming in pretty soon.
Excited.
It's out in 3 days. We got the Gargoyles remastered coming to PC and consoles.
They say the classic 90s platformer, and here's what I'm going to say. I don't have a lot of strong memories of playing the Gargoyles video game.
Any of you? I've never played it. But also I was like, yeah, it's a little before my time.
And it's not Disney saying the classic. This is the article says the classic 90s platform, and I'm like, really? That was a big deal? I don't know.
I didn't know it existed. There was a Gargoyles game. That was not a great game.
Here's what I know. That gargoyle and that lady detective, I think they were doing it.
We got a little bit for Disney's Dreamlight Valley, the greatest game ever created. That they're going to get Toy Story Realm added later this year, which is great. They just put out also a big patch yesterday because there were a couple of little quest issues that they've made some updates and adjustments to. Great.
Mickey was too sad. And so they went in and they changed the sadness slider on Mickey.
I just need the men to stop asking me to cook for them.
Somebody reviewed it. I believe it was Rock Paper Shotgun that reviewed it and said it feels like B-tier celebrities making me do their errands. The game feels like I'm an assistant for a B-tier celebrity. And I was like, I can totally see that.
When you help Wally.
No, Wally's just a good boy.
Anthony? Wally World? Not to be confused for Walmart?
Yeah.
Dream. It's a dream.
It's an absolute dream.
It's a dream, Light Valley. Great game.
We got a little bit. They talked a little bit about Avatar. James Cameron said,
fine.
James Cameron said, I've seen what they're doing with Avatar. It looks wonderful. Listen, James Cameron doesn't know. It's like when Steven Spielberg came out and was like, y'all are going to lose your shit over boom blocks. Like, they don't know. He knows that it looks like Avatar, and that makes him happy.
That's great. The mobile MMORPG shooter Avatar Reckoning is just a sentence that doesn't have a single appealing word in it for me.
Who's your favorite Avatar character? Mine's Nermal.
It's just not for me.
Yeah, so they showed a little bit of the MMO, the mobile MMO, and then they talked about Frontiers of Pandora, but they didn't show Frontiers of Pandora. Ubisoft also name-checked that top secret Star Wars game they're working on, and here's what I'm going to say. You could cancel the David Cage one.
You could just cancel the David Cage one.
Why? Or, hey, cancel David Cage.
I love this idea, Anthony.
And I'm saying this as somebody who's probably, by saying it out loud, is throwing away 3 to 4 years of work. But I don't want to interview David Cage. David Cage is a bad person. Don't let him make the game.
Seems so easy. We got a little bit of info about an update to LEGO Star Wars Skywalker Saga. They're getting a Galactic Edition on November 1st. It's going to have 13 character packs, including 6 new packs that contain Cassian Andor, Reva, Captain Rex. Very exciting. The Skywalker Saga is an excellent game. It's such a good LEGO game.
I can't wait to be a little Lego Lego Luna.
Lego Luna!
I can't wait to be Lego Luna. God.
The angriest Lego Reva I'm so excited about.
Yeah.
Genuinely, I think that's excellent.
We got more announcements for Mirrorverse, which I played for a week, and then I was like, I'm not playing this anymore.
Yeah.
Monsters, Inc. is coming to Disney Speedstorm, which I also haven't touched. And then another Avatar game was announced. We've got 3 now.
Marvel Strike Force, getting Red Hulk.
Great. Get it. Get that
Cool.
Red Hulk. Get that Red Hulk.
It looks cool.
It looks
was
cool.
a fun trailer.
I like Red Hulk.
Yeah. And that was everything from the games showcase, but we got to talk about the rest of D23, Anthony.
We must. We simply must.
Because there's so much.
Listen, now that Disney own 40% of media, D23 has a lot of announcements.
D23 had so many fucking announcements. It was wild. Obviously, the biggest announcement was their Halloween special.
Yo, I'm sorry.
So excited for this.
Werewolf by Night? Okay, can we just say, starting with this, which is a Marvel rendition of that old, like, TV special
Yeah.
thing. Ding, 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 ding.
I joke, but genuinely cool as shit. This trailer is cheesy and ridiculous and over the top in a way that you would never expect such a massive studio to produce. And I love it. I think it's excellent.
This is such a good way to introduce Werewolf by Night into the MCU. Also, if you hang out and watch long enough, you get some Man-Thing in this trailer, which, hello. What's up, Man-Thing?
This looks weird and wonderful and exciting. And I just feel like I don't know how this got pitched and happened. And I'm ecstatic that it did. Thank you. A gift.
Marvel's really flexing the genre muscles on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
And I love that. I love that they're like, we're so huge that Disney Plus is just where we like do little experiments.
Where we fuck around and find out.
We just fuck around a little bit.
We got a trailer for Secret Invasion. The Secret Invasion trailer looks excellent.
It really does.
It really does. And I say this as somebody who has been hesitant towards pretty much all Samuel L. Jackson properties.
I love that Secret Invasion is becoming a Disney Plus thing because I thought so much of Phase 5 was going to be around Secret Invasion.
Yeah.
And this is just wonderful because it's like, no, we're getting that out of the way and we're going straight on to Secret Wars. We've got Kang. We've got multiverses to deal with. This is going to be its own thing.
So this looked very, very good and interesting, and even I am sold.
Ryan Coogler showed off an exclusive scene from Wakanda Forever, which is very exciting.
But that one was not released. We don't have that one publicly. It was just played at D23. And there's going to be a lot of these things that we can't show you because they were just played at the event.
And also, there are some of these things that we're not going to show you because every time we do, Saige spends half the day combating YouTube copyright strike stuff.
So true.
So we're probably not going to show everything. Quantum Mania was shown off. Freaking Paul Rudd just charming everyone in that audience.
Yeah.
Everyone in that audience.
Loki season 2 with some casting announcements.
Matt Shakman was officially announced to be the director of Fantastic Four. Matt Shakman, of course. Another Community alum who really, I mean, WandaVision is still my favorite Disney Plus Marvel series. So I'm excited to see.
It's tough for me.
Yeah?
Miss Marvel really challenged
Miss
that.
Marvel was great.
Miss Marvel was just, in my opinion, like perfect from start to finish. They're pretty even for me.
Yeah, I think, you know, they're both great. It's just something where the style of WandaVision speaks more to me personally.
Yeah,
and that makes
sense.
it, you know, because of the Twin Peaksy, like, what is the nature of reality thing? That's my shit.
Absolutely your shit.
That is so my shit. So Matt Shakman is going to be directing Fantastic Four. That's going to come out November 8th, 2024. We still don't have casting on that. And people, what are the Vegas odds right now on Krasinski Reed Richards? I wonder if you're taking bets on that, I wonder what the odds are.
Nah.
I don't think he's coming back.
No. We just got a soon for Echo coming to Disney Plus. They got a little bit of a description of it, but we have no trailer that we can really see. We just saw the return of Wilson Fisk.
We also saw the return of Tim Blake Nelson as the leader in Captain America: New World Order.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that they're bringing him back. We got the Thunderbolts lineup.
And goddamn that Thunderbolts lineup.
We got the Countess, we got Ghost, Red Guardian, Black Widow, Winter Soldier, US Agent, and Taskmaster as the lineup for the Thunderbolts.
Yelena, baby!
It's gonna be very good.
Very excited about that. There was a trailer for The Marvels. And I want to see it so bad. Please, someone leak the trailer.
Somebody.
Please, won't someone think of us and leak the trailer from D23? Of course, that is Kamala Khan, Monica Rambeau, and Carol Danvers, and I'm so fucking excited about it.
The three of them just exuded so much excitement and so much, like...
The photo shoot pictures that we got were ridiculous and perfect, and they looked so good, and I am having strong emotions about it.
It's going to be great. We got some Ironheart stuff. Anthony Ramos is going to be Parker Robbins, who is the Hood, which is very exciting. There was a lot. Armor Wars.
So much stuff.
After Secret Invasion, Rhodey's getting his own show. War Machine's getting like six episodes. Loki season 2 is coming in summer 2023. And Ke-Huy Quan is coming to Loki. I'm so excited.
Yeah.
I'm so excited for the second coming of Ke-Huy Quan.
Yeah. Very exciting. We got a little more information on Daredevil. Obviously, previously, we had seen that it was going to be 18, but they did confirm it. There's no trailer yet. It hasn't started shooting yet.
Hey, I got one problem.
What, Anthony?
They recast Elektra, and no shade to the woman they recast as Elektra. She was in Bloodshot. But she's literally half of Charlie Cox's age. And we had such a good freaking age-appropriate Elektra in the Daredevil show on Netflix. And I can't believe they can't just bring her back.
I mean, it's possible that actor was not interested in coming back or not
That's
available
true.
to come back, but that's not an excuse to cast someone half of his age.
I mean, not
so.
half his age, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You
I don't know
what
who the
I'm
casting
saying.
is, so I can't speak to that, but that sucks. On
The
the
rest of it
Star
looks
Wars
great.
front, we got a trailer for The Mandalorian Season 3, which looks fantastic. It looks like a return to Season 1 in a way that doesn't feel rehashing to me. It's the duo. They're back out on their adventures, and they look fantastic. The trailer is incredible.
The big tagline was "You're a Mandalorian no more," and he's removing his helmet, and I just love that because it's harkening back to those westerns that they love so much. Andor got the final trailer. I mean, look, we got Andor coming like next week.
Yeah, we do.
So-
Very exciting. What was the other? There was another great tagline that it was just like,
It was Andor. I hardly know her.
I didn't mean in Andor. I did mean in The Mandalorian.
It was Mandor. I hardly know her.
For Dexter's Lab.
It was it was Mandark. We got an Ahsoka a little Ahsoka trailer, or not in a trailer. We got some imagery. We got some Jude Law in Skeleton Crew,
Yeah.
which is the kids that steal a starship. I love that.
Yeah.
Bad Batch season 2 is coming January 4th.
Very
We've got
exciting.
that Tales of the Jedi animated series coming on October 26th. And then we've got Young Jedi Adventures, which is the preschool series. It's set in the High Republic area. I think it's very cute.
So cute. Very excited about it. I got to see Anthony announce that at Star Wars Celebration.
Yeah. A lot of wonderful people working on that. I'm very excited for them to finally have that announced. Indiana Jones 5. They got the first trailer there.
Harrison Ford showed real emotion about it.
Which I've never seen.
So here's the thing that I got from this. He likes Indiana Jones way more than he likes Star Wars.
Oh, he's never. I mean, look, he likes Star Wars, but Indy's his favorite.
See, here's the thing. I don't think he liked either. He's always come across as somebody that isn't particularly interested in being famous. You know what I mean? And like being perceived.
Yeah.
He doesn't really come across as somebody who wants to talk about the franchises that he's a part of or the
Yeah.
fandom around it.
He seemed like somebody who wanted to be famous, got famous, and went, oops,
Yeah.
oops.
Oh, actually, maybe not. And he came out and showed real human emotions about Indiana Jones, and it was beautiful.
It was lovely. We got a new Willow trailer.
The Willow trailer was fantastic.
I can't wait for Willow.
I say this as somebody who has no nostalgia for Willow
God, I love Willow.
because I didn't see Willow until I was an adult.
Fuck, I love Willow so
But this
much.
trailer is amazing. I think that they nailed fantasy truly in a way that I haven't seen someone do in a while for a new, like not a new franchise, but a new like piece of the IP.
Yeah, fantasy now
I'm
has
gonna
to
show
be
some of this.
big, sweeping, Lord of the Rings, Game of Thrones, serious, all of this stuff. Willow is just fun. It's a fairy tale.
It looks like a fun fairy tale. I enjoyed the use of magic throughout the trailer.
There are jokes, there are goofs. The characters are having fun.
Yeah.
It's got a positive energy to it. I love it so much. I love it so much.
I thought this trailer was honestly exceptional.
Yeah, it's so good.
It deserves all the praise in the world. I think it looks beautiful too. Something about the color.
Yeah.
Something about
it's gorgeous.
The color palette of this fucking trailer. Fantastic.
Disney live action.
The big announcement, of course, was an actual clip from The Little Mermaid. I don't know about you, but I was in the position of being very worried that it wasn't going to happen. We got the announcement of Halle Bailey as Ariel in The Little Mermaid like 3 years ago.
Yeah, and then they did the confusing. They confused a lot of people by doing The Little Mermaid live. And everybody was like, "Was that what we were waiting for?"
And absolutely not. So if you were at D23, you got a full clip of the song Part of Your World, of course, with Halle Bailey. Us, on the other hand, we just got a tiny little teaser trailer that's primarily little like hand there, her swimming here.
Yo, I'll say this: the swimming, the effects on her in the ocean. I mean, when you think about the number of things, like big budget things that have tried to like, we're doing underwater scenes.
Yeah.
This looks so fucking good.
It's absolutely stunning. It's beautiful. The only thing that I'm like even hesitant about is I'm excited to see what actually Atlantis looks like, where there's like color and vibrancy. Because we got a lot of like decrepit under the sea wreckage.
Yeah.
And I'm excited to see where the like Beautiful Kingdom is.
Yeah, because like I mean they're just showing stuff from that one scene, and so it's gonna have a limited look to it.
God, she looks incredible. She sounds amazing.
Hey, internet,
shut the fuck up.
die mad.
Stay mad, die mad, internet. She looks and sounds incredible. This was a fantastic casting choice. She has all of the like expression of Ariel. There is the air of sweetness and innocence in this one clip that is
Very
just
good.
perfect to me.
Yeah.
I think that they chose an excellent moment to show for this that conveys like who her Ariel is, and I cannot wait. A little more of the song was leaked from people that were at D23, and the song gets even better, of course. We only got the little, just that tiny snippet of it, but like people who have heard Halle Bailey sing before would have no doubt about it. So to the people fucking review bombing, spam disliking the trailer, talking shit on the internet, die in a fire as quickly as possible with as little carbon impact as you can possibly muster.
I just want to say to everybody who's like, Hans Christian Andersen didn't want it this way. Hans Christian Andersen's Little Mermaid was written with the Little Mermaid as a self-insert character because he was gay and was not allowed to be out publicly and was in love with a very prominent man in high society. The Little Mermaid was his self-insertion character. Also, the Little Mermaid, if you want to talk about Hans Christian Andersen's intentions, is supposed to get her throat ripped out and then eat the fucking prince for lunch.
So maybe shut up.
Also, mermaids aren't real and they're not Danish.
So look, and we can talk a lot about what the people are saying on the negative side. There was a clip going viral yesterday in particular where it was like somebody was like, but it doesn't make sense under the ocean that somebody would have darker complexion because you don't have access to the sun.
That's actually stupid and shut up.
It's A, it's stupid and shut up. And B, hey bud, it's a mermaid.
That's a mermaid.
It's legit, like hear me out. That's a mermaid.
Yeah.
That is a fictional creature that has no ties to how you justify race in your brain. Get fucked, buddy.
She sings to a crab and the crab sings back.
But there was also a really, really wonderful thing happening on the internet about this. And there are millions and millions of likes and views on TikTok of young black children reacting to the trailer, their parents showing it to them for the first time, and the incredible reactions are so fucking good.
Yeah.
Oh my God, they're
adorable.
Beautiful. I don't even like children, okay?
They're really, really adorable.
I don't want to spend any time looking at videos of children. It's not for me. People are like, oh, sweet video of a baby, and it's not for me. And I fucking cried like a bitch. I really did.
They were really wonderful.
They're
this whole
so
thing,
beautiful.
It's gonna be great. Everybody who's being bad, stop being bad.
So if you're
Can I
seeing
say
bad on
everybody
the
stop
internet,
being bad?
Instead, go to TikTok and watch some of these children react to seeing Ariel look like them for the first time ever and seeing a Disney princess that they've already grown up with and loved.
So many white guys just
getting to
all
see
of a
themselves be a
sudden
fucking
big
mermaid.
Little Mermaid fans. Just
Yeah.
big Little Mermaid. All of a sudden, it's their favorite movie. In other live action stuff, real quick, we got the first look at Snow White with Rachel Zegler and Gal Gadot.
We have not seen it. That was a D23 exclusive.
We got the new trailer for Hocus Pocus, which is coming at the end of the month.
Looks exceptional. Perfect.
Did you see the
perfect
Mickey,
trailer.
Donald, and Goofy for the Disney parks dressed as the Sanderson sisters?
I did. That was
Very
so
good.
cute.
We got a trailer for Peter Pan and Wendy, which I'm very excited about. Jude Law as Captain Hook. I think that's great. We got Mufasa, the Lion King. So that's going to be the Lion
Live
King
action
prequel directed by Barry Jenkins. We got to look at the Haunted Mansion. That's got Jamie Lee Curtis as Madame Leota.
I'm so excited for this and I want to see it.
We also got the trailer for Disenchanted, the sequel to Enchanted.
Such a good trailer.
We got the Santa Clauses, which is Tim Allen kills all the other Santa Clauses the way he killed the first Santa Claus and takes their power so he can become the ultimate Santa Claus.
Yep.
Percy Jackson and the Olympians got a trailer. National Treasure, Edge of History got a trailer. There's Zootopia coming to Disney Plus. Shorts are coming to Disney Plus.
Sure.
We've got an animated series, the animated series Uaju, which is going to be the
Looks
futuristic
stunning.
version of Lagos.
And that was like a co-production with an African animation company and Disney that looks beautiful.
So good. Strange World we got like a real quick look at that, which is the Jake Gyllenhaal animated movie. Haven't seen much about that. They announced another animated musical movie, Wish, with Ariana DeBose, and what happened?
Is Jared Leto in the Haunted Mansion movie?
Oh, well, then I'm not watching the Haunted Mansion movie. Then we've got Mickey, the Story of a Mouse, which is a documentary about Mickey Mouse. Now, then they got into park stuff.
But wait, I want to show Wish. We have a new Disney princess.
Oh, okay.
We have a new Disney princess.
Yeah.
That's a huge deal.
Leto
All we
is-
have is an initial image.
Yeah, the Xenomorph Queen.
How do I
The Xenomorph
find
Queen is a
it?
Disney princess. She actually is a queen, which means she outranks all the other Disney princesses.
We just have to show. Look at this. This
Look
is
at her
all
little
we have
goat.
so far, and it's stunning. That goat. You know who that goat is?
Alan Tudyk?
Fucking Alan Tudyk.
Of course, it's an animal in a Disney movie. It's Alan Tudyk. In parks,
This.
we've got
She's perfect. Okay.
California Adventure is finally, Avengers Campus is finally bringing out their main ride. We know that the main ride hasn't been there.
Uh-huh.
It's a multiverse-themed attraction with King Thanos. Ooh. Mandalorian and Grogu are going to start walking around Galaxy's Edge. I had a friend at Galaxy's Edge yesterday, and Fennec Shand was walking around. They've added Fennec Shand. Very exciting.
Kill me, Fennec Shand.
We've got Tiana's Bayou Adventure, which is, of course, the rethemed version of Splash Mountain.
Which makes tons of sense. It makes genuinely.
It genuinely does.
I want to be clear, that's not sarcasm. It's ridiculous that we had a ride in Disneyland that was based on the movie Splash.
But what about Splash with Daryl Hannah as a mermaid?
Splash Mountain was created because of Splash.
It was created because of Song of the South.
No, that's the characters that they have in it. But it's called Splash Mountain.
Yeah, because you splash down. The movie's not called Splash.
There's Song of the South in there is the problem, and fuck Song of the South.
It's Song of the South, and it's Brer Rabbit and Brer Bear, and it's racist, and I can't believe it lasted as long as it did.
Yeah.
We got a Tron Light Cycle run coming to Magic Kingdom, which is the one that's only been in Shanghai. That's the Light Cycle roller coaster.
Yep.
So I'm very excited
Very
about
excited
that.
about that.
They announced a new cruise ship. They got new Frozen attractions coming to Hong Kong, Tokyo, and Paris. Paris is also getting a Tangled attraction. And then Magic Kingdom is getting an Encanto area, a Coco area, and an All Villains area.
I'm so sad that these are in Florida.
Disney's House of Villains, the theme park based on what I want in my life.
My heart is broken that this is Florida. I want to go to Encanto so bad. I love
know.
Encanto so much.
Did you
I love
see-
Coco so much.
Did you see the Coco
I love
characters that are walking?
villains so much.
Did you see the new Coco characters that are walking around Disneyland?
I have not. I'll look it up.
They're very good. They're doing Inside Out too. Riley's going to be a teenager. Amy Poehler announced it.
Loved Inside Out. That's excellent. I'm very excited about that.
A bunch of other Disney movies. There's so much.
It was a huge D23.
It was crazy, crazy huge. So huge that we're running 15 minutes over, if you can believe it.
I know. We got to wrap it up.
We got to wrap it up.
All right, everybody. That is all the show that we have time for today. Stick around if you want. Come back and join us on Monday for more show. And Patreon clip will be coming soon. We won't have time to do it today, but we'll give you something extra next week, okay?
Love you, BBs.
Let's recreate that scene from Tekken. Goodbye.